As you can see, my name is Kevin Boyette, and I want to welcome you to our Why Join Karatbars presentation. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to watch this video. It definitely means a lot to all of us at Gold Bar Savings Club. Now, if you found this video, then you already know that we're going to be talking about Karatbars Gold. So first, let me tell you why I joined Karatbars. I've been collecting gold for a number of years now, and recently a good friend of mine started buying gold with Karatbars, and he invited me to take a look at it. Now let me say that I get opportunities presented to me all the time. So initially I just blew it off. Well, a couple of months goes by, and he shows up with a brand new car. Now this is a guy who never buys new cars, always buying something used. So I asked him, what's up with the new car, man? And he said, remember that thing I told you about Karatbars? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, this is what happened, with me after a few months. I'm not going to go into what type of car it was, etc. But he literally told me, Kevin, if you can shut up, listen, and learn, your life can change too. So obviously I went back to take a closer look. And the more I looked into it, the more interesting it got. And my life is changing daily, in part because I'm able to connect with great and open-minded people like you. I guess you could say I'm trying to help you not make the same mistake that I did. Now let's talk about why you should buy gold. One of the main reasons is because we lived in a fiat-based financial system where currency represents debt instead of value. The US dollar has not been backed by gold or anything else since 1971 when Richard Nixon took us off of the gold standard. In fact, the world is almost $60 trillion in debt. And that's what your paper currency represents. This is one of my favorite pictures, and it kind of says all that needs to be said about fiat currency. Now, here's the kicker. We all know that the dollar is in decline. Getting back to solid gold gets you out of the central banking system, and you start owning real value. If it's good enough for governments and banks to buy gold, don't you think it's good enough for you? Gold can provide stability and security for not only yourself, but your family, those you care about. Because here's the truth. The banking system has been on survival mode since the 2008 economic crash, and it can crash again at any time. Countries around the world are losing trust in the dollar. The Russians and Chinese are selling their US dollars to buy massive stocks of gold or anything else that has tangible value. Many countries are also now starting to trade with one another using various currencies and totally bypassing the dollar. We're entering a period of massive financial turmoil. So you ask, what could happen? Well, one problem is that the US dollar is backing up all other currencies within the current system. So this affects everybody. The US government can recall any and all gold coins it has issued and sold. There could be hyperinflation like in Mexico in 1983. Or how about this? How about the hyperinflation in Germany back in 1923, where people would literally break into your house, steal your shoes, and leave a pile of cash on the floor? Or let's just say history magically doesn't repeat itself and the economy remains stable. Who knows? Gold, however, throughout the last few thousand years has always maintained a stable purchasing power. It's much more reliable than paper currency, especially in periods of turmoil. Another reason to invest in gold is as a money opportunity. As you can see clearly, gold has consistently outperformed the dollar since 1932. If you had $100,000 in gold back in 1932, as you can see, it's almost $4.5 million worth of gold in value today. Whereas if you had $100,000 in cash in 1932, that cash value is now only worth $2,000. But let's take a look at it another way. The median household income in the United States is about $54,000 a year. For this example, we're going to assume that your household has $50,000 a year coming in and you have $500,000 in debts. What would you do with your money? Pay off the debt or buy gold? Let's just say you decided to pay off the debt. You'll be at $0 after 10 years. But let's say instead you bought gold. And to be on the very conservative side, the currency only loses half its value and gold only doubles. After 10 years, you have $250,000 worth of debts and $1 million worth of gold. You pay off the debt, $250,000, and you still have $750,000 left in solid gold. That's assuming we don't go into hyperinflation or any other financial crisis. Now, there are some problems when you're investing in gold. Currently, each ounce of gold is worth about $1,300, and you can't do transactions with it. You have to get it shipped. You have to ensure it's genuine and have the quality evaluated both when you're buying and selling it. You got to store this gold someplace. You have to find buyers who want the exact amount and quality of gold you have, and then you need to negotiate a price. You can't trade $1,300 worth of gold right now for any types of goods and services. Perhaps you could trade it to buy something worth $1,300 or $2,600 or $3,900 or some denomination of $1,300, but that's about it. But you know what, folks? There's no need to worry. That's where Karatbars comes into play. Karatbars produces gold bars of 1 gram, 2.5 gram, and 5 gram that can be traded as currency. The gold is top quality, 999.9% pure. I know some of you out there are saying that's over 100%. Well, let me explain real quick how gold is measured. Gold measurement is broken down into 1,000 parts. So let's say you have a 14 karat gold chain. That just means your chain is 585 parts gold and the rest is made up of some alloy. And not trying to get all Big Bang Theory on you or anything like that, but I want you to understand the value of what you're getting from Karatbars. So an alloy is a mixture or solid solution composed of a metal and another element. But let's say you decided to go for an 18 karat gold chain. That just means that out of 1,000 parts, your gold chain is 750 parts gold and 250 parts of some other alloy. So I say again, Karatbars is 999.9% pure 24 karat gold. Or as I like to say, Karatbars is 4 nines fine. It also has the LBMA certification. LBMA stands for London Bullion Market Association. This is the top quality certification in the world, and only about 10 mints in the world have that top class certification. Each card comes with the same value, so they're interchangeable like money. They maintain their value no matter what happens in the economy. They're much safer for savings than banks are. Now let's talk about some of the main questions I get regarding Karatbars. One of the main questions I get is, how does the price of Karatbars gold compare to that of the stock market price of gold? Well, it's really simple. Purchasing in small quantities is obviously more expensive than buying in bulk. Whether you buy milk, sugar, gold, then there are lots of qualities of gold that alter its value. But when it comes to commerce-friendly, 1 gram weight of 999.9% 24 karat pure gold produced by an LBMA refinery, you cannot get a better price. Trading gold in stock markets in bulk quantities is very complex, and trading currency grade gold in the form of Karatbars is definitely something anyone can do. It's simple and it's practical for everyday life. Another question I receive is this a pyramid scheme? After doing my research, I came to the conclusion that by following Karatbars' 12-week plan, which is optional, you can turn any debts into assets in 12 weeks with about $500 out of pocket with zero risk. Why no risk? Because for all the money you put into it, you have it in solid gold. Now, there is a compensation plan where they pay you for referring others, and depending on how much money you want to make will determine which package you choose. But let's say you only want to make a little bit of money and you decide to go with the lowest plan or choose the lowest package. This package costs about $130 because the reason why I say about is because the prices of gold fluctuate and that can change the price, by a few dollars here or there. So really, the only risk in the worst case scenario is that you pay about $130 for the compensation plan and you don't refer a single person. And after 6 weeks of buying gold weekly, you have about $400 worth of pure gold in your hand. Now, what you have to understand is that a pyramid scheme is about making money off others who are losing money. In this case, it makes sense without the compensation plan. And with the compensation plan, it's a no-brainer. It's a win-win for everybody with no risk for anyone. And if you really want to talk about a pyramid scheme, take a real close look at this picture. Is this how your life is right now? Another question that often gets brought up is, how do I use my Karatbars for goods and services? Well, selling it right back into cash isn't the best option because there are overheads related to the transactions, including shipping. Businesses are currently being set up to accept Karatbars. Gold has been recognized worldwide throughout history. In the case of hyperinflation, as we mentioned earlier, where currency becomes worthless, you definitely want to use gold to pay for goods and services. Keeping your savings in gold by buying Karatbars is something you can definitely do. And if you can do it, you know your neighbors can do it too. Now let me show you where the fun begins and how Karatbars allows individuals to take things to a whole nother level. But before we get into that, we must give you an income disclosure statement. The earnings of the affiliates, independent business owners, mentioned are not necessarily representative of the income, if any, that a Karatbars International affiliate can or will earn through his or her participation in the Karatbars International compensation plan. Your success depends upon your skills, work effort, and market conditions. Karatbars International does not guarantee any level of income or success. Get it? Got it? Good. Now let's get to the fun part. Now I want to touch briefly on the compensation plan. There are plenty of videos out there that talk about the compensation plan on YouTube and things like that, so you can go look that up. But what I want to focus on is this 12-week plan to financial freedom and independence. This is where Karatbars takes things to a whole different dimension. Karatbars says that by following a simple 12-week plan, you can generate a weekly income of about $4,500 a week after 12 weeks. That's based on pure math, no hype or speculation whatsoever. I came to the conclusion that their numbers are conservative because it's easy to bring more than 2 people to follow the plan, and some will start with the silver package, the gold package, or even the VIP package instead of the bronze package, which is that lower price package that we mentioned earlier. With their numbers, you can actually turn any debt into assets within 12 weeks with $500, about $500 out of your pocket, and no risk, because after 6 weeks, the commissions pay for the weekly purchase of gold for the rest of your life. It has zero risk because you don't spend anything. You still have all the money you put into it in solid gold. Now let's get personal for a moment. Here's my personal challenge to each and every one of you. I want you to study this opportunity and try to come up with a reason why anyone wouldn't want to do it. After understanding this system, I could not come up with a single reason why anyone wouldn't want to do Karatbars or wouldn't be able to do it, which means that you can do it for sure no matter your financial situation. And finally, here's some food for thought. What if it really worked that way and you could earn a weekly salary of $4,500 a week in 12 weeks? What would happen? First, any debts you would have would be melting away. Then you wouldn't need a job anymore. The unemployment rate would become irrelevant to you. The political and economic instabilities also would become irrelevant. You would have plenty of resources to fund whatever you truly want to do with your life. It would impact every single aspect of your life, and your life would never be the same again. Personally, I got a free weekly goal right from week one because I went for the goal package right away, which multiplies the results, for your same efforts. And I'm getting free weekly gold for the rest of my life. Actually, I got enough to purchase 1 gram of gold during 4 weeks, and by then, I'll get other commissions in. Another affiliate I know got 100 people in his network in 22 days. This thing is growing like crazy. As we get ready to wrap this thing up, there's actually only 4 questions that you really need to ask yourself. Are you willing to register for a free Karatbars account? There are no setup or recurring fees of any kind. All you've got to do is just go to www.goldbarsavingsclub.com and register for your account for free. Now, your next question is, are you willing to acquire for a one-time only fee for life a bronze, silver, gold, or VIP package within your first week on the plan? Now, what this does is this allows you to begin pulling equity out of that free position that you created in step number 1. Your third question is this: are you willing to exchange paper currency for a minimum of 1 gram of 999.9% pure gold each week for the next 12 weeks or until your gold is free with nothing else required after that time? And your fourth and final question is, can you find and refer 2 serious like-minded individuals to become part of your team of 14 who are also willing to do exactly the same thing as you? If you answered yes to all 4 questions, then welcome to the Karatbars family, and the fast track is for you. And if you didn't, there's no need to stress. You can still join and start saving in gold. And remember the challenge: study the Karatbars introduction videos and learn how this thing works. And do the math yourself. But you know what? I have one other challenge for you. And that is this: make a decision. Either decide to do it fully or decide to put it aside fully. But don't stay in a place of indecision. Make a clear decision and take decisive action. And remember this: if you can't come up with any reason why anyone wouldn't want to do it, how easy is it going to be to find 2 like-minded people? And if you do come up with a reason, please post it below, because I couldn't come up with any. You can do this. And on that note, I will end this presentation so you can go register for your free account at www.goldbarsavingsclub.com and get started saving in gold. Thank you again for taking time out of your schedule to watch, and I look forward to seeing you at one of our future events.